We will stop at nothing until every child, no matter where they live, no matter their religion or class, identity or gender, until every girl can go to school. We raise our hands for education. Raise your hands now.
To celebrate and anticipate, Every day we're working our way to freedom. We're not gonna wait, not gonna wait. So we're not ever wasting no time. I just have a deep, and we're not gonna change our minds. We'll find a way. I'm gonna make something of my life. We can deny it. I know I can reach the highest of heights.
Raise your hands, feel the future you need. Raise your hands. Wanna hear your voice from the back? Come on, sing it. Raise your hands, let's go. Make the change that you need. Raise your hands. Come on. 1, 2, 3, go.
Anything you do, make sure you do it right. Best believe that it will make you come alive. And together we can help to shine the light. We can shine the light.
Hola, hola, hola. Bingelela bonga makhule kanzima. Bingelela bonga madonse kanzima. Ngithi kuwe
Feel the future you need. Raise your hands. Wanna hear your voice from the back? Come on, sing it. Raise your hands. Let's go. Make the change that you need. Raise your hands. Come on. 1, 2, 3, go. When we raise our hands, it is to touch the stars. When we raise our hands, it is to reach the highest point. Education for all, education for all.
You need education, they cannot for your information, they cannot for your emancipation, they cannot. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, any good you do, you know it's worth the price. Just believe and it will make you come alive. Oh, there's the light inside every child.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Futures Festival 2024. My name is Wadi Ben-Hirki, and I am a GPE youth leader from Nigeria. I am excited to be a moderator for this wonderful event. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to our youth-led event. This is GPE providing a platform for young people who are expressing their own personal views. We have an extraordinary hour ahead of us, full of positivity, creativity, enthusiasm, as well as the opportunity to connect with other attendees. To begin, I would like to introduce GPE Champion V from the United Kingdom and GPE Youth Leader Farida from Sweden. They both have key messages to deliver to us. V, you have the floor now.
Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here today. This is a beautiful day for the Global Partnership for Education at the Youth Futures Festival. Education for skills to empower and engage. And I'm really, really excited to be here as your youth leader for the GPE. My name is Vika Tivu, and I'm a girls' education activist, and I want to talk all about the importance of education across the globe today. The strength and beauty in me of countries and nations lies in the intelligence and skills of its people, especially its young people. Education, I believe, isn't just about personal success. It's essential for sustainability. And for me, things such as gaining a strong economy, it's built on the foundation of well-educated and well-looked after citizens. And right now, we're at a really pivotal moment in history where technology, sustainability, and innovation are reshaping the future of our work and our work fields. As an educator, though, it would be wrong for me to not point out the fact that our traditional education systems right now aren't entirely equipped to prepare us for a world that's becoming increasingly more complex and competitive. So for me, to thrive in today's ever-changing world, we need education systems that promote creativity, critical thinking, and problem-solving skills. And these abilities are really, really crucial for navigating a competitive job market and tackling the challenges of things like climate change and making sure that youth across the globe, and especially girls and women, are included in that conversation. So, as for things such as the informal job markets, which are continuing to grow, skills like communication, human relations, the organizational abilities are becoming more and more important. So, we need to think about education that prioritizes this sustainability with green skills and social impact, and things that are empowering future generations to create a better and more equitable future for everyone. So I believe that to achieve things like this, we need to make sure that various stakeholders are involved and are working hand in hand together to make visions that people like the Global Partnership for Education have. So we need to have stakeholders like our governments. We need them to start investing more in modernizing the education infrastructure and teacher training and curriculum development. We need to have our donors on board. They are really, really important. And we're asking our donors to increase their aid for education. We need people like our private sector to step up their offerings in things like internships, mentorship programs, and job opportunities, because as much as we can help, like investing in educating the future youth, when they're done with that education, are they able to use it and use it in a way that suits their own ambitions and their own dreams? And we need people like our educators and institutions who are at the heart of this transformation to help empower educators with the tools and training that they need to be able to help our future generations. And of course, our communities and families who are also involved in helping to raise our next generation and the young people of tomorrow. And of course, we need our students, the young people that we are campaigning for, that we are invested in. We need to make sure that when we do get the chance to learn, we're grabbing every opportunity with both hands, with an open mind, and with a curious spirit to make sure that we are embracing and preparing ourselves for this ever-changing world. So I believe that together we can create the education systems that are not only going to serve us, but are also going to create equitable and just futures for everybody. And we need to make sure that things such as mental health are prioritized in that process, and just key collaboration, because you can only do so much without leaning on your village around you. So that's why places for me like the GPE are so important, because it really is about taking all parts of society and thinking, how can we make education priority, but also without ignoring any other issues that are happening around the globe. So to conclude, I am excited to see a brighter future that lies ahead with a really beautifully comprehensive approach to education reform. And that includes things like our infrastructure, innovation, looking at our curricula, looking at dedicated educators, looking at more support for our communities and those engaged students. And I think that by working together, we can ensure that education serves to be a powerful catalyst for positive change and driving progress towards a more sustainable, inclusive, and equitable world. So thank you all so much for your commitment to this vital cause that I think we're all dedicated to. Otherwise, we wouldn't be on this phone call raising our hand for education together. So let's continue to work together to build an education system that empowers every individual and strengthens nations across the globe. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here today.
Thank you very much, V, for your powerful keynote message. Farida, the floor is now yours.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited to be here today. I'm Farida Randa, originally from Democratic Republic of Congo. I lived in Chakato refugee settlement in Uganda for 5 years, and I'm currently based in Sweden. I'm a mother and an advocate for refugee girls and young women's rights to education, empowerment, and health. I'm the executive director of the Vision Refugee Youth and Women Group at Chakato Refugee Settlement in Uganda and other initiatives. Currently, I am a gender and diversity coordinator within the Global Refugee Youth Network, which is GREEN. I had a dream of becoming a lawyer as a child. I lost my mother when I was 8 years old due to conflict in my country, and all my dreams washed away. I was denied the opportunity to go to school. I was very isolated, and I was forced to marry at the age of 13. By the age of 14, I was in abusive marriage. I was pregnant. I was completely alone. In the middle of these emergencies, I met a nun who taught me to read and to write in English, and this gave me a second chance and opened the doors of my future. By the time I was 17, I became a widow. Then I fled to the Uganda Chakatu refugee settlement, where I joined adult literacy classes and vocational training. This helped me learn English and connect me to the host community and to access services from organizations working in a refugee settlement. As a young mother, single, and a refugee, this was a win-win for me and my son. This enabled me to create my organization, to bring people together, and to understand the country of asylum. This small access to education helped me a lot to transform my life and also transforming the lives of other refugees around me. Education serves as a beacon of light during dark times, offering a sense of normalcy and empowerment and also resilience throughout my journey. As a result, I've been using what I've learned to help other refugee youth, women and girls improve their economic standings and self-sufficiency through livelihood activities, go back to school campaigns, and hosting workshops on topics like sexual and reproductive health rights and ending violence against women and girls. My ask to leaders here today is to create opportunities for quality education and decent jobs within the refugee communities is crucial for refugee and young people from vulnerable groups to be able to feel hopeful for the future. My second ask, we seek for more than just existence. We seek life. We plead for more than just sympathy. We seek action. I thank you all.
Thank you so much, V and Farida, for your powerful keynote messages. You have once again demonstrated that when young people lead, magic happens. Thank you for inspiring us through your stories and showing us that regardless of what happens to us, we can change the narrative. I would like to mention that in the spirit of inclusion, we have Spanish and French interpretation. I will now welcome Farida, a GPE youth leader from Kenya, to guide us through an interactive poll and Q&A. Over to you, Farida.
Thank you so much, Wadi and V and Farida for raising the momentum of this festival. My name is Farida Ali. I am an education activist and a GPE youth leader from Kenya. I am the founder of a grassroots community-based organization that champions for educational development by addressing community issues of gender and leadership with a particular focus on the rights of girls and women. I am so happy to be here. And this interactive session, you don't have to worry about anything because you are free to leave your comments about the question that we're going to ask, or even respond using the question and Q&A part. So we will start. What country are you joining in from? You can just type your answer. For those who are experiencing any technicalities when it comes to typing their answer, you can put your answer on the comment section or even the Q&A session.
Like Farida, my colleague, mentioned, please feel free to use the Q&A. We want it to be as interactive as possible. And please participate in the interactive poll. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Thank you for emphasizing that, Wadi. This session is going to enable us to become aware of the different innovations that young people are taking when it comes to education. Okay, please remember to go through the question 2 after answering the country that you're coming from. I hope we are all able to see the questions. If you're not, you can please let us know. The second question reads, what are young people doing to bridge the skills gap? What are young people doing to bridge the skills gap? And by responding to this question, you can share a name of a young person that you know, or even an organization, or even a particular country that is doing an amazing work around skills. And still feel free to write your response on the chat box if you're experiencing any challenges, and you can even type your response on the Q&A section. Then we go to question 3. Apart from now, the organizations and even the individuals and the amazing countries that you've shared with us that are doing amazing work around skills, do you have other solutions, or do you think of any solution that exists to bridge the gap of skills? What are other solutions that exist to bridge the skill gaps? You can let us know still on the comment, on the chat box, on the Q&A part. Yeah, I'm seeing comments coming in. Yeah, I'm seeing people sharing where they've come from, and we're doing so well. Yeah. If you have any solution in mind that you think already exists and that can help build or rather bridge the skill gap, please drop it on the chat box or even the Q&A section. We are doing well so far, Wadi.
That's amazing. I'm really happy to hear that.
Yeah. And thank you everyone for participating. Your responses are actually helping us and everybody in this meeting right now to be able to see and understand what is already being done when it comes to skills, and even the potential of having potential initiatives that can enable us to bridge the gap when it comes to skills. Thank you. So far, we've gotten 71 responses, and keep the responses coming on the chat box as we continue engaging with this session. Back to you, Wadi.
Wow, 71, that's really impressive. And like Farida said, please keep the conversation going. It doesn't end in this session. So many thanks to Farida for organizing an informative and interactive poll and Q&A session. I hope we all enjoyed it as much as I did. It is time for a spotlight talk on technology and edtech in education systems. This will be led by a GPE youth leader, Masa. Masa, the floor is now yours.
You're on mute, Masa.
Thank you, Wade. Kusha, everyone. I am Masa, a GP youth leader and feminist education activist from Sierra Leone. As a young person from the Global South, I'm delighted to talk about education and technology and why it's becoming ever so important to match the two. Technology has become a fundamental part of daily life, touching everything. Yet, education remains largely disconnected from this advancement in many parts of the world. In my country, Sierra Leone, for example, less than 16% of people have internet access. When COVID-19 pandemic struck, a lot of universities in developed countries moved quickly online. Whilst universities in my country had to stop, and this also meant that schools, tech, and all the other places had to also go on pause. Many here struggled to return to school after COVID-19. Computers in all shapes are often only accessible to one or two teachers and not to students, many of whom are ready and eager to explore. This disparity has left many of our young people ill-prepared for a digital-driven world that we currently live in. It hinders their employability as well as their adaptability to the world as it is now. It doesn't have to be this way. Education with technology opens doors of creativity, adaptability, and immense opportunities. Investment for accessible and affordable technologies in school have to be now. They have to be in every school, in every country of the world. Government organizations and donors must make a commitment to include and improve on digital education. At Purposeful, the feminist organization that I work at, we have integrated technology into our feminist political education, infusing storytelling, activism, and life skill development into a radio drama series called Character. This series is then broadcasted to mentors and older girls, out of school girls, by the way, in communities that are far to reach and very inaccessible via a smartphone. The mentors and the out of school girls learn from these conversations through their smartphones. Girls who listen to this program and have access to the smartphones are more likely to call out abuse and imitate the fictional characters in this drama series. We have seen girls start businesses. These are out of school girls. We have seen some return to school, as well as made so many life improvements. This is one way our organization has been working with technology to change life. More organizations and individuals can do likewise, and we can do so much with technology and education together. And we have to continue making it accessible to everyone in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Masa. It is so inspiring to hear your story, your journey, and your work. It is also encouraging to hear about some impactful interventions and success stories. And in the spirit of progress and not only promises, we are reminded that there is still work to be done. The next fantastic thing on our program is a fireside chat about financing education to end the skills gap for young people globally. We are honored to be joined by Laura Frigenti, the GPE CEO, and Kais Khan, a GPE youth leader from the United Kingdom. Welcome and thank you for joining us. To take this further, I would like to invite Kais to speak to us about his view on why investing in education and partnerships like GPE are important. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the introduction. So my name is Kaz and I'm a UK GPE Group Leader. It's an absolute pleasure to speak with you today about an issue that is close to my heart and crucial for our world's future, the importance of investing in education to end the skills gap for young people globally. I personally witnessed the transformative power of education and the profound impact it can have on young people, especially for underrepresented youth and individuals with disabilities. So allow me to share a bit about my background to highlight this. So when I was born, I was the first person in my family to be born profoundly deaf. My parents had no experience with deafness, and they were worried about my future. Their dreams and hopes seemed shattered. They're worried about how would I communicate, how would I learn, and how would I have the same opportunities as other children. But then when I was 3.5 years old, I received a cochlear implant. This incredible technology allowed me to hear and transform my life. Growing up, I faced many challenges, but the education and the quality support I received made all the difference. My education has given me the confidence, the skill, and the ability to communicate well, which has been crucial for my personal and professional development. Progressing from school to college and graduating with honors, the knowledge and the experiences have gained shape who I am today. Now, as a public speaker and disability rights activist, I see the first-hand the incredible impact of education. It has given me the tools I need to succeed and allowed me to advocate for others. However, millions of young people worldwide, especially those with disabilities and disadvantages, lack access to education and the support they need. Without these opportunities, they cannot build the skills needed to shape their future. That is why partnerships like Global Partnership for Education are committed to making sure that every child have access to quality education, providing hope and the ability to shape their own future, and ensuring that it's no one left behind so they can achieve their full potential. So I am so delighted to welcome Laura Refugee, CEO of the Global Partnership for Education, and thank you for joining us today. Thanks to GPE for hosting this youth-led international discussion today. Could you please share with us what GPE is doing to ensure both girls and boys have 21st century skills, and why our youth perspective are important to GPE?
Thank you, Kais. Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for organizing this fantastic event and for inviting me. These are always the highlights of my days and of my weeks, because in reality, all the work that GPE does is for the future generation. And so being able to talk to you and interact with you gives us inspiration, but also brilliant ideas. And in fact, I'm not going to say much more than what actually, already our two keynote speakers, V and Farida on the other side, they said in their beginning. Education is critical in a world that is changing dramatically, and where we really want to make sure that we avoid the enormous inequality that unfortunately is going to present and become more acute in society between those who have access to high quality education wherever in the world they are, because this is partly an issue between global north and global south, but also of individual opportunities within each individual countries. There are people that have access to top level education that is going to give them all the right skills that they need to be able to be competitive in a labor market that is becoming more and more sophisticated and that is changing in an accelerated pace. And then there are those that cannot. And so these people are destined to a future of poverty, of unemployment, or at best of low-paid jobs in the informal sector. And that is not what we want, because we know that a society that is inequitable, is a society that is unbalanced, and is a society where there is no stability. We want to give everybody opportunities for growing and contributing. And I was really impressed by the story that Farida said, because she really gave us a very concrete example of how small things change the life of people, even in very difficult circumstances, and how education allows everybody to blossom and really to offer an opportunity to use your skill at the very, very best. So we are really, working very hard to make sure that, everybody is given the same opportunity. And when I talk about inclusiveness of education, which for us is a mantra, we continue repeating that really means everybody, irrespective of special needs, irrespective of race, irrespective of gender. We still have a big gender gap in education in many countries, irrespective of religion, irrespective of background, irrespective of everything. Each and every child, the moment that they are in the right age, they should have access to a good quality education. This is what we are doing. The second point that I wanted to stress, and we also raised in her comment, is education requires contribution from everybody. For a very long time, we thought education was the monopoly of the public sector, and of course the public sector has the responsibility, but the private sector is the user of what the education sector produces. And this is why I really feel that the P in GPE is the strength of our organization, the partnership model that brings everybody around the table. And I really, really feel that, the support that youth leaders everywhere in the world are doing with more strength, I would say, than what I see from people of my generation, because you do understand what is at stake. And I think that is really, really important. We need to continue counting on your strong advocacy and on your strong role with your government, with your authorities, with the international, organizations, et cetera, on this agenda. Which leads me to my question to you, which is, tell me a little bit more about how are you guys thinking about organizing your advocacy effort?
Yes, of course. I will be happy to share some of the inspiring contributions I've witnessed from the young people's advocating for education over the last couple of months. Earlier this year, I had the pleasure of attending the United Nations Eco-Review Forum. This year's themes focus on one of the Sustainable Development Goals is quality education. So I see many remarkable individuals advocating for increased investment in education. Group leaders from across the world led panels and discussions sharing innovative ideas and strategies for improving education and emphasizing the urgent need for increased funding. And then following the United Nations Forum, I managed to participate in the expert consultation focused on the plan of action of the World Programme for Human Rights Education. In this workshop, several young people provided key recommendations on improving the quality of education. It was incredibly inspiring and impressive to see some of these insights and actionable strategies. But also I've seen young people taking leadership roles and participating in global movements such as GPE's Raise Your Hand campaign. I also joined this campaign. For those of you who may not aware, this initiative encourages governments and organizations to increase funding for education, making sure all the children, especially those in lower income countries, have access to quality education. I've also witnessed the individuals with disabilities for advocating for inclusive education and making sure that children with disabilities, especially in low income countries, have equal access to educational opportunities and quality support so they can achieve their full potential. So When I was young, I didn't have any role models to look up to and wasn't involved in any advocacy campaigns. So it's important for the next generation to be aware and participate in campaign strategies. So I'm grateful for these experiences that highlight the incredible dedication and impact of young people's advocacy for education. So thank you very much for taking the time to listen to Laura's and my insights on investment in the education. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura and Kais, for speaking about the importance of financing education to end the skills gap for young people around the world, since it ensures access to quality learning opportunities and equips youth with the skills needed for employment, creativity, and innovation. Investing in education also fosters a knowledgeable and capable workforce, which drives economic growth and reduces inequality globally. We are now going to something really amazing, the Pass the Mic session, which will focus on thematic interventions and the intersection of education, skills, and employment. Carlos, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to be here and thank you once again. So my name is Carlos. I hold a master's degree in law, digital innovation and sustainability. I'm a GPE youth leader in Italy. I'm from Burkina Faso, but I'm currently living in Italy in Rome. And I write articles around issues of vulnerability. I campaign for obtaining quality education in vulnerable areas and reduction of climate impact. Skills, as you know, today represent an essential element for personal achievement and the achievement of common goals. And as all success is directly or indirectly linked to skill, considering that skills is acquired over time and through a very specific process, it's important and even crucial to redefine education, which is the very heart of the competencies. And just as defining the four objective of the Sustainable Development Goals, education is what opens the minds of young people while guaranteeing them a bright future. So while reducing the carbon impact emitted. And this is what the Global Partner for Education organization, of which I'm part of, does by raising funds to guarantee quality education where the need is felt, by changing the lives of several million children and contributing to obtaining a world with that is going to be more sustainable. So without forgetting that the biggest issues such as migrations, climate change, poverty, all are linked directly or indirectly to education. And this therefore leads us to look at the question of the importance of education, particularly that quality in vulnerable population. And it's therefore with the aim of doing things well that we call for significant mobilization and awareness with the aim of financially supporting Global Partner for Education in order to allow us to make change, impact more lives around the world. Thank you very much once again, and I pass the mic to Valentine.
Thank you so much, Carlos, for those insightful remarks. Did you know that 129 million girls are out of school globally? That means 129 futures are put on hold. My name is Valentine Chekwech Mugun, and I'm a GPE youth leader from Kenya. I run a community-based organization known as the Barrier Breakers that helps to advocate for the return of teenage mothers back to school. During the COVID pandemic, so many young girls dropped out of school and got pregnant. And I know this is a global issue. So in Kenya, I decided to start a center encouraging these young girls to go back to school. And those that were not able to go back to school, I started an empowerment hub in my own county that helps to empower these teenage mothers to gain the skills so that they can be empowered financially. Education is a basic human right, and every person deserves the chance to learn and thrive. Educated girls are more likely to break the cycle of poverty and improve their health and the general well-being of their communities. But as we talk about education, it's not just about getting girls to go to school. we need to also ensure that we have a safe learning environment. It's very sad that 60 million girls are attacked sometimes on their way to school, and so they are not in a safe learning environment. When we have these safe learning environments, we can ensure that these young girls are able to thrive and can equally compete in the job market. Let us even encourage our young girls to also pursue STEM courses that can help them, because there's a large gender gap in the labor force. And that's why we are advocating, even as youth leaders, to have more girls pursue the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics courses that can help them. My own education in Kenya has helped me to empower my community. I have so many young girls right now that have been able to go back to school courtesy of my organization. That is why I know that educated girls are able to create a ripple effect in their communities and can transform their entire communities. Let us all invest in girls' education, and let us ensure that we have more young girls to just bridge the gender gap in education. Thank you so much, and I pass the mic to Anjali.
Thank you so much, Valentine. Hello, everyone. I am Anjali Sukur from Guyana, living with a visual impairment. I have experienced firsthand how education shapes our skills and future employment, not only for persons with disability, but for everyone. Growing up in the rural part of the developing Guyana, I faced many discriminations, and that could have limited my potential, but with my family's support and my own determination, I not only graduated with top honors, but I went on to attain my bachelor's degree in social work at the University of Guyana, all while facing a large number of accessibility issues. Now, each challenges I overcame built resilience, problem-solving skills, and also empathy. These aren't just my personal victories, but they are valuable skills. Today, as a school guidance officer, disability rights advocate, counselor, and youth leader, I use these skills to connect and guide others in my community. But my story shouldn't be exceptional. Many talented young people living with disabilities are left behind, and we need education systems and workplaces to see our potential and not our limitations. Inclusive education isn't just about access, but it is about equipping all youths with skills for a meaningful employment. When we do this right, then everyone benefits from a diverse perspective and also innovative solutions. So let's commit to breaking down barriers in education and employment. Together, we can build a future where all young people, regardless of ability, can turn their unique skills into impactful career. Thank you so much. I will now pass my microphone to Yaka.
Thank you so much, Anjali. Good morning, everyone. I am Rianka, a GPE youth leader from the beautiful Caribbean island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Sports are often viewed as mere playtime or extracurricular activities, but their significance in education is profound. Integrating sports into the educational curriculum offers a multitude of benefits that extend far beyond the playing field. Coming from the Caribbean, more specifically the West Indies, I have had the privilege of witnessing firsthand the transformative influence of sports on youth. Beyond fostering physical fitness and promoting mental health, sports open doors to diverse career paths and academic scholarship opportunities. Many educational institutions are now recognizing the value of integrating sports into their curriculum. For instance, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College offers an associate's degree in sports science, and the University of the West Indies offers a wide range of degrees in sports. Programs like these do more than instill crucial life skills such as teamwork, leadership, and discipline. Participating in sports teaches students how to work collaboratively towards a common goal, an essential skill in both professional and personal settings. Furthermore, they also provide pathways to various careers, including sports medicine and sports journalism. These initiatives promote a balanced approach to education, ensuring students develop intellectually, physically, and socially. The impact of sports on education is multifaceted. And by continuing to support and invest in sports education, we can empower our youth to achieve excellence and make meaningful contributions to society. I am now going to pass my mic to Aurora.
Thank you, Rianka, and also thanks to all the previous speakers for your insightful remarks. It's a great honor to be here today to celebrate Youth Skills Day with you all. My name is Aurora Audino, and I'm a Max Tabiso Atkins Climate Ambassador from Italy. As a climate and youth advocate, I'm dedicated to ensuring youth voices are heard and to empower the current generation on climate and renewable energy action. We are facing three planetary crises right now: the climate crisis, the nature crisis, and pollution. There is an urgent need and a great opportunity to equip the future leaders with the skills needed to build a sustainable future. Yet, according to current trends, more than 60% of young people may lack the green skills that are needed for the transition by 2030. So, we must unleash young people's potential and empower them with green skills. We need to foster intergenerational collaboration, education, and innovation, and the Youth for Innovation initiative is a remarkable example. This initiative by the World Bank Group's Connect for Climate program seeks to foster collaboration between youth, academia, and the private sector to make youth-led climate solutions flourish. We also need to catalyze youth climate leadership, and this is exactly what the Max Tabiso Atkins Climate Ambassador program by the Global Youth Climate Network and Connect for Climate is doing, equipping young people with the skills needed for a sustainable future, so we can embrace the green market. And I encourage all young people here to apply for the next call for applications of this ambassadors program. We want sustainability. We want that everyone is empowered with the right skills so that we can face the current crisis, be the change makers of today and the leaders of tomorrow. I thank you all, and I now give the floor to Annabella.
Okay, thank you, Aurora, and all previous speakers for your inspiring remarks. Hey everyone, I'm Annabella Sabila, youth leader from Indonesia. I may conclude this session in a simple way, but first, please let me thank GPE for giving me this opportunity to contribute and spread the awareness of how important education on shaping the professional future. As Carlos has said in the intro, skills today represents as the essential element for personal achievement. So, it's crucial for one to have ways on developing skills through education. I want to conclude everyone with one basic but most integral part. It is access. Access to safe spaces in school, access to empower communities for everyone, access on recognizing every part of learning process, including sport, art, and other professional skills, access on addressing both physical fitness and mental health, access to career path and higher education, and also access for teachers to contributing their ideas. I believe through access, transformative education system can be achieved, and with that, we can create equity and equality, as well as contribute on raising quality of millions of people's life by granting them access on education. That way, we won't leave anyone behind again. Thank you so much, everyone. Now, I will pass the mic back to Wadi.
I hope you all enjoyed the Pass the Mic session as much as I did. Powerful, important messages from incredible youth leaders doing phenomenal work, from gender and disability to sports and green jobs, among others. As we all know, there is a skills gap in our world today, especially due to the rapid pace of technological advancement. As a young person, I am particularly thrilled about our next fireside chat, which will focus on an interconnected and inclusive perspective on skills. I'm delighted to invite Dr. Bello Kipsang. Permit me if I didn't pronounce your name appropriately. I'm sorry about that. Dr. Bello Kipsang, Principal Secretary, State Department for Basic Education, Ministry of Education, and Ngimo Victorine, a GPE youth leader from Cameroon, to this discussion. I will now pass the mic to Ngimo.
Hi everyone, thank you very much, Wadi. Thank you for giving me the floor. My name is Ngimo Victorine. I'm a GPA youth leader from Cameroon, a graduate with business management with a particular interest in human resource management. In this session, I have the honor to interview the PS of Kenya, by name Dr. Elliot Tipson, who is the Principal Secretary for Basic Education from the Kenyan Ministry of Education. So please, can you tell us how is Kenya including green skills and ensuring refugees and other marginalized groups are able to access education and skills for the future? Over to you, Dr. Elliot.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, our future, who are our youth. And I know as I engage with yourselves, I'm engaging with the future because when we invest in the right skills of young people like yourselves who are the youth leaders, then we are ensuring that the future of our club is well anchored, because we can only, the right investment is investing in education, investing in skills, and investing in young people. So today I'm very excited to be part of this engagement, an engagement that I'm dealing with young people who are skilled and looking into the future. Thank you very much for your question. And I would want to respond by saying that for a start, I wish to inform you that Kenya is part of many regional instruments guiding refugee policy and services, including, as we are all aware, the Djibouti Declaration on Refugee Education. Kenya as a country has also enacted in 2021 what we call the Refugee Act, which guides us on how we relate with refugees who are in our country, and which sets out the rights and protection for refugees. I would want to mention that as at 2023, Kenya is hosting over 650,000 refugees, with 76% of them being women and children. Our intervention is to provide accessible, inclusive, and quality education to children from marginalized and disadvantaged groups, including refugees. The Kenya Primary Education Equity in Learning, a program which is funded by GPE together with World Bank, with Lego Foundation, is so important because it integrates and prioritizes support to schools in regions that are lacking behind and where children learning outcomes are low. These are mainly in the arid and semi-arid regions and urban informal settlements. I would want to mention that KBIL, this Kenya Primary Education Equity Learning Program, one is that it provides grants to our schools, including all the refugee. We have 50 refugee schools, and these schools are based in the refugee camps, and they provide education to children in these particular camps. And the essence of these particular grants is to improve learning outcomes, enhance conducive school environment, and provision of teaching and learning materials. I would want also to mention that this particular program has provided that 4,000 scholarships to vulnerable and needy learners, including 8,000 refugee learners. Implementation of the competence-based curriculum and assessment across all levels of education. This also is assisting us in training of teachers in our primary schools, secondary schools, and even the pre-service schools through a school-based teacher support program. Once again, I would want to say that in 2023-2024 academic year, all the 8,000 Elimu scholars from the refugee schools who benefited from this particular scholarship were admitted in our public schools across the country in the spirit of social integration. Because what we would want to ensure is that these children who are in refugee camps feel part of the wider country of Kenya, because these are some of the declarations and some of the things that we agreed on during the GPE declaration. And through the KPIL program, we are supporting more than 2.6 million children with school meals, including over 119,000 refugees learners and another 29,000 with special needs. All these are meant to make sure that our children, be they in the refugee camps, be they in our regular schools, are given an equal opportunity to be able to learn. So once again, I would want to thank you for allowing me to engage with yourself, engage with the future, because when you engage with young people, then you engage with the future and you ensure that the globe is well anchored into the future. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Elliot. That was a wonderful presentation, and I couldn't agree with you less. Plus, I must say it is very important the strategy Kenyan has put in place, which you mentioned has the Refugee Act, which is how people relate or interact with refugees. I feel like that's very important. It's another way of letting them know that they are welcome. I feel like that is a great work Kenya is doing. So understanding green skills for the betterment of our future can only be achieved through education and learning from primary and secondary school. Thank you very much for this wonderful session. Thank you all for listening. At this point, I'm passing the floor over to Wadi. Thank you so much, Wadi.
Thank you to our speakers, Dr. Kipsang and Ngimu, for a fantastic fireside chat on an interconnected and inclusive perspective on skills. This theme is significant because it helps to ensure that diverse talents and perspectives are incorporated, fostering innovation, collaboration, and equitable opportunities in the global workforce. I will now invite Sue Miat and Temilade Salami, GPE youth leaders from Myanmar and Nigeria, respectively, to read some of the comments and discussions that we have received via Zoom and on social media. The floor is now yours, Temilade.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Wadi. It's been such an interesting and inspiring conversation since we started the webinar. And I will now be highlighting comments from our diverse online audience. On Twitter, Vikas Foundation reiterates that education equips individuals with knowledge and skills that enables them to make informed decisions, solve problems, and think critically. Also, from our chat here, Cyrus also highlighted that girls' education is very important and must be prioritized in order to bridge the STEM gap. Girls face specific barriers to education, including cultural norms, like we've mentioned today, and practices, school-related gender-based violence, and child marriage. And I'm so happy that GPE has been doing an impressive work on girls' education by putting gender equality at the heart of everything they do to help address inequalities. Lastly, Emmanuel from Tanzania also mentioned that our curriculum needs to meet the demands of the job market. Therefore, we must take into consideration sustainable, practical, and innovative skills that prepares them for decent jobs. I'll now be passing on the mic to Sue, who will take us on the final comments from our online audience. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sumiano, GPU leader from Myanmar. Going back to our chat, Antonia from Keynote highlight the importance of internship and apprenticeship, which is a great model to close the skill gap. This key student busy and ready for work even before graduation. And then also mentioned that to bridge the skill gap, we need more skill-based learning than theory. Thank you so much, everyone, for interacting with us in this chat on YouTube and on Twitter. Thank you. The mic is passed to you, Woody. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Temi, Lade, and Sue, for engaging and for your enthusiasm, going through the comments on social media via Zoom. And it's really exciting and encouraging to know that people were engaged, and I hope this continues even after the festival. As we conclude this incredible Futures Festival, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who participated and attended today. We've had fantastic dialogues and presentations on the crucial importance of investing in education to create and sustain the world that we all want to see. This issue is especially important because 2024 is the African Union Year of Education, and there are other notable events just around the corner. We also looked into how education systems can better prepare young people for employment and the acquisition of green skills. This is particularly essential as we navigate the rapidly evolving global workforce of the 21st century. So, thank you to the Global Partnership for Education, youth leaders, youth networks, young people all around the world like yourself, yes, you, civil society, government leaders, and other stakeholders. Thank you for your constant support and engagement. Together, we are creating a brighter, a better, and a more sustainable future for everybody, ensuring that no one is left behind. So let us maintain this momentum by encouraging inclusive dialogue and investing in education to ensure that every young person is equipped with the skills and tools that they need to not survive, but to thrive. Thank you, and we'll see you next year. Bye.